Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and today I kind of feel like I have to talk to you about what is canon in your game. What's the maximum effective range of canon? So, canon is whether or not something is official in the timeline. So, I've heard various opinions, some of them being that, well, it's only official and it only exists if it's within if it meets these criteria. And this was Jeremy Crawford of Wizards of the Coast, one of their corporate mouthpieces, who said it's only canon if it A is 5th edition, B is published by Wizards of the Coast, and C is published in a hardback book. And I've also heard other people say, well, things can be tangentially, watch that pronunciation, canon, because Space Jam 2 is now D&D canon because Rick and Morty were in it, the cartoon characters. And there's also a Rick and Morty book that ties into D&D, so therefore 6 degrees of separation or less. I disagree with that. That's my opinion. But it's not within the maximum effective range of your table. So, maximum effective range. Why is that important? So, I don't know how many of you were in the service, but you had a service rifle if you did. And your M16A2 or your M4 had a maximum effective range. And there's a maximum range. You know, if you fire up at just the right angle and you get a tailwind, then that round might go 3,000 meters or whatever. And when it gets there, it's going to have lost so much velocity, it's not really effective. And if there's any crosswind, it'll be all over the place and probably not hit anything. Doesn't matter what its total long range is, it's what's effective. And you're told, hey, the maximum effective range of your rifle is 550 meters, and that's it. That's your effective range. That's where it matters. That's where it's going to do anything. That's where it counts. Anything beyond that, it exists, but it doesn't really count. And that's what is with canon. So if 2 people at your table are in agreement, one of them says, the game world works like this. These things happen, and this thing exists in your game world. And the other person says, yep, I agree. That's the way it works. And one of them's the DM. That's what canon is. That's what exists in your game world. And that's what matters at your table. You're looking at maybe a 20-foot radius at most. But that's what is your effective canon. And that's what matters. So in my game world, here's a couple facts about kobolds. Okay? If a group of kobolds are working for a dragon and they molt their scales and new scales grow, like snakes shed their skin, eventually they will be the same color as the dragon that they're working for, that they're serving, because kobolds and dragons are all related and they tend to just have this affinity for each other. And also, kobolds tend to respect or fear dragonborn. They see them as really big and impressive kobolds because there's that visual reference of both being draconic and lizard-like and both coming from a semi-related species tree. So does that matter anywhere else at any table? No. It matters at mine. And that's because it's within the maximum effective range of in-game canon, and that is at the table, where you, the DM, you, the player, have agreed this is how things work and this is how our story goes. That's just my thought. DM Kurt, out.